Before I make a total mess of it, you can edit me completely.
Yeah, I think we're going.
We're off and running.
Go for it.
I'm wrong, yeah.
Can you introduce yourself and say a bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Nathan Peglar, and I've been fortunate enough to be asked along today to talk to you a little bit about, I think everything really. So a bit about acting, maybe a bit about art, and that should keep us going for about 3 hours. So yeah, we did the name, yeah. I think best place to start is art-wise, because I did really start off 6 years ago as I registered my business, NJP Pastel Art and Illustration, although the illustration bit has only come along recently, where I started doing more illustration work. Keep looking across at yourself. Let's look at the camera. Right. Yeah, and about the same time as I registered the business, I registered with a few casting agencies because I'm mad on telly, mad on film, and I like behind the scenes documentaries. And I thought, oh, now I'm self-employed, I've got the time to say yes to any sort of supporting artist is really what I do. I'm not really an actor, you know, in a sort of thespian sense. I've kind of got into it the easy way. Now, I'm not suggesting you follow the easy, anyone follows the easy way, but I was just quite fortunate that during a couple of casting agencies, I wasn't looking to be, you know, an actor or anything like that. You know, and I just tried to get in that way. Yeah, so it all happened at the same time really. 6 years ago, set up a business, discovered I could still draw after about 20 years of not really doing anything. Settled on pastel work, soft pastels, because I always liked that at school, so I settled on that. So discovered I could still draw and paint and be creative. Didn't get anywhere with the, I'll say acting, because it's supporting artists is always a mouthful, especially this time in the morning. It's 10:30, so it's quite early. So a couple of years went by, was getting lots of film offers, lots of really cool stuff. Didn't really get anywhere. Was saying yes to everything, and then was quite disheartened by it. Business was going better. I was doing more events, artwork wise, and sort of being more successful there. I thought I may revisit the acting thing. I might revisit that. Forgot about it, didn't re-register with my agencies, and then early 2017 had a phone call from an agency that I wasn't registered with anymore. Nathan, are you free next week? This is an opportunity to body double for a famous actor. So body double, you sort of look a little bit like them, and you work with them when they're having a rest, and you go on set and they use you for a lot of technical bits and bobs. So you'll stand on the cross with the X on the ground, and then they'll light the next shot and stuff like that. So got this job, body doubling Ewan Bremner, famous for being in Trainspotting, playing Spud, famous Scottish actor. He's in Wonder Woman as well. So that's where that started. Bit of a slow burn. The last 18 months it's taken off big time.
Really?
Artwork running in the background. Doing lots of Comic Cons. I'm doing lots of film inspired. I love Tim Burton, so I'm doing lots of Tim Burton artwork. So yeah, you like Tim Burton? Fantastic.
Good stuff.
But yeah, I think there's that.
Yeah,
that starts that off, doesn't it? Because I know I'm wittering now.
No, it's good to have an introduction.
Because you can edit it. Definitely edit it, guys. Because that was just like,
thanks so much.
So yeah, does that kind of covers that? I got started, did art, did a bit of acting, sort of, supporting artist. Supporting artist just means, you know, you're not the actor. You're kind of like, sometimes maybe 1 or 200 in the background if we're doing a big party scene or something. Featured is, you know, you're in shot, and then walk-on is where you're with the actors. So I've done a lot of featured and walk-ons more recently, which is very cool, but also very nerve-wracking.
Very cool, very exciting.
Yes.
When did you first start doing art, and why? When I was small, I think we all draw when we're small, don't we? You get up. Did the potato printing. I don't know if kids do that anymore.
Yeah.
So no, I'm joking. So, yes, so I did all that, and then junior school, it was quite evident that I was quite good. Not blowing my own trumpet, but better than the other youngsters in the class, and I was always getting gold stars. And apart from Nathan, who can help me with this picture, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's going back. That's probably where it all started. Yeah, it's great when I got to senior school. Long time ago, 84. Oh, 84, blimey. Yeah, I started senior school in 1984.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you know, you go brilliant art department and sort of gave you the opportunity to really get into it. And then I want, you know, I had this view of going to art college and being a graphic designer, and then didn't do very well in GCSEs, didn't do very well in A level, which is bizarre because I'm now making a living out of my work. Was told I wasn't good enough. No, go away, come back. Got disheartened, went and got a job. Worked in Honda for 21 years building cars.
Mm-hmm.
To answer the question why, big life change, wanted to do art as a business, I wanted to be a tutor. I got back into it because I had the opportunity to get back into it, really.
Thank you. Go ahead, Meg.
What kind of art pieces have you been paid to do for people?
It's always nice to get commission work. So commission work when somebody specifically comes to you and says, right, I like this style, but I want that one just for me. I think the most special one was for some good friends of mine. It was a secret anniversary gift, and it was this lovely, it's probably as big as this square as this table. It was a lovely pastel picture of these lilies, like a quite abstract picture of lilies. But I do like doing my, I have a new style of kind of like black and white ink. Do a lot of like Tim Burton stuff. Nightmare Before Christmas inspired stuff. So I do like caricatures of Jack and Sally and all those sort of characters. So I'm working on a commission for somebody at the minute. Most of my commission work in the last couple of years has been my like black and white stuff. I'll show you some pictures later.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did you get into acting?
By accident. You know, I'm not going to say I went to RADA or studied at the Royal Shakespeare Company because I didn't. I never even did a school play at school. So the farthest thing from my mind was doing anything like that. But I'm mad on TV and film, always have been. And then just rewinding a little bit, the whole life change, and I registered the business and I joined the casting agencies. But yeah, by accident. By accident, because I'm interested in the screen really, and I thought, well, that's an easy way in. Like, no, I keep saying easy. It's just a trick. It was still a tricky way. It was a tricky way in because it took me 2 and a bit years to actually get a job.
Mm-hmm.
My first role, which was the body doubling thing, which was completely in at the deep end.
Oh.
That's sometimes good. In at the deep end really makes you learn quite quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're at 8 minutes, so.
What's the coolest thing you've ever done?
I think Poldark Series 5, which is now finished. It's got that aired back in September, finished in September. It was cool because it was a feature named character with dialogue. Up to that point, I'd got a lot more experience. I was confident to say yes to it. It was cool because every day I was with all the main actors, Aidan Turner, Jack Farr, and Pip Torrance, and and it was just me. Sometimes my good friend Shannon, who played the maid, but it was generally just me and the main cast, and that was pretty. It was cool, frightening, but cool. But I was quite pleased because I got it off the back of another job, and it was a case of like who I knew from doing a good performance in something else. Pretty cool. And James Bond.
Wow. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Can't tell you anything more about James Bond, other than the fact that I spent a couple of days on it. and it comes out in April. That's all I can say about that, unfortunately.
That's very cool. Great.
Any gossip from the set?
I couldn't possibly divulge any gossip from any set. Gossip? Not really any gossip.
Any fun stories that happened on set?
Yeah, messing up in front of Aidan Turner and him getting cross. Very briefly, we were actually on location at a house. He had to come rushing in, push past me, but I still had to do my job as a footman and introduce in the scene Captain Poldark. You know, I had to introduce him to my boss, but he pushed me out of the way, and I had to get the line perfect for him to start his dialogue. I completely messed it up twice, and they were very good about it. But Aidan got very cross and turned to the director and sort of shouted at her, said, "This is just not going to work for me." And then I got shouted at, "Nathan, if you can't do the line in the right place, do not deliver the line, just react."
Oh no.
Like that. So that'll stay with me for the wrong reasons for the rest of my life. And then then he was just, it was a long day, and I apologised to him. "No, don't worry about it, man." He was kind of like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." "Okay, Aidan, sorry."
For the wrong reason.
No gossip really. Just, it is all just an experience. Unless you're stood there and looking at it. You know, I stood on the Bond set. I was like, kept pinching myself and stood on the Bond set. A bit heck. Anyway, yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Go ahead, Meg.
What advice would you have for people that wanted to do art or acting?
Depending on how established you are along with your drawing ability, and you're able to just view your work and get some feedback on your work, and then really just go straight in and book a table at a craft market or a small Comic Con if your work's kind of that way, and just literally just book a table and just get out there straight away and interact with people and talk to people about your art and advertise yourself. Acting wise, depending on how serious you want to be with it. You know, if you want to be an actor, you know, do drama at college. Do it that route, do the proper route. If you're just interested in that world, like I was, join casting agencies. You know, under 18s can join casting agencies, but they have to be quite specific agencies, and you have to have a chaperone to your 18, so it's a little bit trickier. Once you're 18, you do need to be able to drive. You probably wouldn't get much work if you couldn't drive. But yeah, just join some casting agencies. It's exactly what I did. Fortunately, I can drive. Some of the locations are quite remote, and you know, you have to drive to these places. But yeah, you rely on public transport to do essay work. It's near on impossible.
Just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, the call times are so early. Where can you get on the buses? How can you get to Bristol at 6 o'clock in the morning? On a Wednesday morning? You can't get there at Bristol at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday morning unless you drive yourself.
Yeah.
Or you've got kind penalties.
Exactly. Good advice. Great. Thanks.
Can you talk about Comic Con?
Yeah. Which aspect exactly? So, so I got into the Comic Cons through my artwork. Yeah. And pretty much what I said on the other question was I was doing traditional craft markets with my traditional artwork, and then it wasn't going that well, and I wanted to try a different style and a different subject, so I'm mad on like anything sci-fi anyway, so I just started producing sci-fi inspired work, TV inspired work, and actually booking in, instead of booking into traditional markets, I was booking into Comic Cons. I was familiar with the scene anyway because I do pro costuming, so I had my own stormtrooper suit and stuff, so I knew a lot of the organisers, and it was easy to get my foot in the door in a Comic Cons. On the Comic Con circuit, got quite a good following quite quickly, people collecting my stuff, and that really, because I knew the scene and I knew a lot of people within the trade, and they knew I was doing some background acting, essay supporting artist, essay. So doing essay work. I was approached to be a guest at Comic Con only 4 weeks ago, but I've done two now. Quite slow events. slow events, but
Yeah.
amazing opportunity. I'm doing that again in the new year as well. So.
Great. Anyone?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
Cool.
that's brilliant.
Fantastic
Thank
interviewer.
you so much.
That was cool.
Do you want to just sign off and say I've been here and good to talk to you?
So thanks, guys. Remind me your name.
Megan.
Megan, thank you, Megan.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Dan,
And Dan, thank you very much for having me in. We called the
The
platform.
Platform Project.
please get a role in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I missed out that much about 3 weeks ago on for the Christmas special.
No.
Got put up for it, didn't get it.
Oh, there is a Christmas special this.
No, I can neither confirm nor deny. I can neither confirm nor deny. Is the camera off? I can neither confirm nor deny that there's going to be a Christmas special. Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Do you want to have the camera?